Hi, good morning guys, thanks for joining me. Hope everyone's well, hope everyone's enjoying the week. A little bit of a chilly start to the morning. What I thought we'd do today, something a little bit different. We're just going to have a walk around a local lake, not far from where I live. And where we are at the moment, this is called Rudyard Lake. And for those of you that may be into a little bit of literature, films, that kind of thing, this is where Rudyard Kipling's mum and dad met, you know, going back into the 1800s, something like that. So the lake itself is around about 5.5 miles all the way around, so length of it around about 2 miles. And this kind of lake, or reservoir should I say, is man-made, and this has been made basically just to fill the canals up. So nearby where I live, there's a lot of canal structures where all the old pottery, all the coal and the steel used to go down before all the main roads were built. So this is built in around about the 1800s, and like I was saying, this is here now to accommodate all the local canal systems. Like I was saying, this travels for miles and miles. It may not fill the canals where I live, it certainly fills all the local canals, so there's, you know, one or two of these lakes nearby. So this lake here, I used to fish years and years ago. I did have a couple of boats on here, so it's nice just to come up just to see if the boats are still about. I think I saw one of the old blue ones just down at the bottom there. Like I say, it's just going to be a real quick video, hopefully get a nice bit of scenery. We're also going to have a little bit of lunch, that kind of thing, and a little bit of exercise. So where we are at the moment, we're just walking up. This would be the east bank. If you notice here, a nice big wide path, and this is where the original railway used to run. And if you can just see there, just on the right hand side, it's now just like a narrow gauge little steam railway which you can come on. And for those of you interested in the fishing and the kayaking, boating, canoeing, so it's got a sailing club further up the top there which we can see from this bank. And the idea is we're going to walk up this side of the bank here, cross over the lake, over the shallows, and then we're going to come round, hopefully on the back side of the woods there. We'll perhaps have a little bit of lunch later on. So, like I say, this path is around about 2.5 miles, so I'll just keep on plugging away. So there's the, I suppose, little station for the railway. It doesn't go too far, it probably goes around about 3/4 of a mile. But, you know, if you don't want to walk, it's a nice little option. So we're just going to carry on just down the path. We've just come past the sailing club just on the left hand side. And the main species, if you are into your fishing, is pike fishing in Rudyard Lake. I think it did a £30 a few years ago. I haven't been keeping up with the scene, but I never had a 30 out of here. I had a few big 20s, but still a nice water just to come practice your boating skills. With it being narrow, you know, you haven't got to worry about, you know, getting blown out too far. But yeah, in the good old days we used to row all the way from the bottom all the way up to the top, especially in the summertime when we used to fish for the pike up in the shallows up the top here. It's getting a bit too old for that now. So we're just nearly up at the top now, at the shallows. I haven't done too bad, that's taken around about 40 minutes. So what I'm planning on doing is just walking around the top end of the lake there and then going on the far side. And then there's a nice little bay just over the top end there, so we'll probably just stop off, have a brew and have a little bit of lunch, that kind of thing. And for Stephen Bodie-Ford, a little bit of sunshine. A rarity, but certainly a nice stunning day. So I'm on a bit of a time schedule. Unfortunately the car park shuts at about 4 o'clock here in the winter time, so I don't really want to get stuck out here. Okay, so we just come up to the top end now, and for those of you that may want to do a bit of walking, we've just come off the Rudyard path and we're just going on to the Staffordshire Way, which will take us, around the other side of the lake. So just cross over the bridge. Like I say, we'll get into that bay and have a brew and something to eat. Apologies for the road noise across the other side there, that's the only problem. There's a main road which just runs just at the bottom of that wood there. But back in the day, according to the Rudyard website, they reckon they used to get about 20,000 people every weekend up here. There used to be about 20-30 trains that used to come down that railway line which we've walked down. So I picked a weekday just to keep the amount of people down. Weekends can be really busy, but like I say, it's a stunning place all the same. So we're just coming around now, just to the bay. Just hope it isn't flooded. Water's up quite a bit. So I thought we'd just sit here for 5, enjoy the sun, and have myself a quick brew. I was going to cook a little bit of lunch, but we'll probably just have one of these little bars. Got to get myself, you know, round the other side of the lake, and then we've got that couple of mile walk back, and like I say, we're restricted on the time today. So like I mentioned at the beginning, Rudyard Lake, this is where Rudyard Kipling's mum and dad met, and his mum and dad were both potters. So I think his dad was from Yorkshire, somewhere like that, and his mum was from Stoke. So that's how they met. And if it says that you want to do a bit of walking up here, like I say, you're not too far from the city. If we drove just around about 5 miles further over that hill there, we've done videos in the past, you know, up in the Peak District and that kind of thing. So absolutely stunning location, stunning day. I'd just like to thank the people that have sent a few emails, just wishing me well, that kind of thing, wondering where I was. But I have been out the past couple of weeks since Christmas, but like I mentioned in the last video, that they started doing a bit of work down on the woods, which I like to go to, so you know, it is very, very noisy down there. So I just thought we'd come up here. Apart from the road noise, it is nice and peaceful, and it's certainly a stunning location. Okay, onwards and upwards. One thing which I will be doing, I have been asked about putting links to all the items which I use in videos. Now, I do try my best to do that, but it's usually something which I'm reviewing or something which I'm showing you, which I'll leave the link to. But in future, what I'm going to try to do is just leave all the links to, you know, perhaps the clothing, the rucksacks, you know, and all that kind of stuff, and then it just saves people asking. So like I say, we're going to go around the lake now. This part here I've never walked before, so you know, it's all new to me. So we are going to cut away from the lake just a little bit, and then I think the path brings us back onto it once we get through that piece of woodland there. So like I was saying, onwards and upwards. So we're just making our way up to this old building here. I'm not sure if this is, which was called Spike Manor. Now there's two local places. There was Rudyard View and Spike Manor, and what it was two brothers. One built Rudyard View, which had the views all over the lake and the local countryside. And then because he kept bragging about it to his brother built one directly in front of us, so he couldn't see the views. That then was known as Spike Manor, and I'm not sure if this is it, but all the same, just a sad time just to see all these buildings going to waste. So we're just on the other side of the lake now. I'll just make my way down a little bit. You can actually just see there, just the edge of the platform, or the edge of the spit where we're just having a quick brew. So onwards and upwards. I may be wrong with the name of this hall, but made it look like some kind of castle. So just taking a look, just back up the track there. You can imagine what it would have been like in the day, just riding your horse and cart up the track there, back to that manor house, and then your views of the lakes. Yeah, nice place. You've got all these big old trees just lining your driveway. It's quite an easy walk. So this is the woods, which you can see from across the other side. Just more of an embankment really. You have a job, camp up there unless you're in a hammock, but it just seems to be really damp. And then, not the kind of place you'd want to pitch your tent really. Check out this old tree that's come down. Not sure the camera will focus in there, but all that fungi all up the trunk, and it's snapped and fallen on the path here. That's nature recycling. So just coming back closer to the lake. This is the sailing club, and there's quite a few things on site here. You've got the sailing club, which you can join. I suppose you can bring your own boats or hire boats, that kind of thing. You've got the fishing, you've got the walking. There's a nice visitor centre, also cafe down at the bottom. So there's another little building here, just on the right. And also there's some gorgeous little properties just on the lakeside. So this one here is Boathouse Cottage, and quite a few of these you can rent out as holiday homes. So I think if you go on the Rudyard website it lists all these kind of things as well. So we're just walking just down the road, and when you're walking down these little country lanes, it's only a single track anyway really. But just try and make sure, if it's safe, that you're walking into the traffic. You don't want the cars creeping up behind you and hitting you. And I think Mark did a good video, the Y Explorer, mentioned about hiking, safety on roads and that kind of thing. Come to the end of the walk and the last thing you want is getting skittled by a car or something. So we've now just come back just down onto the path just next to the bottom of the lake here. So this is the dam end. You see there's the dam, people crossing it. And it's around about 70 foot deep, I think, something like that. And then this path here just brings us back to the visitor centre and the cafe and all that kind of stuff, and where the car is. So not a bad little walk, it's taken a couple of hours. Nice and relaxed. A couple of guys here fishing just off the pontoon. Not sure if they're pike fishing or perch fishing, something like that. But, never really see these boats going out, or you never used to. I'm not sure if things have changed, but some nice boats there on the water. Okay, let's make our way back to the car. So I've just spotted, I don't know what it is, like a glass box up in a tree. Make our way up to it, not sure what it is. Just looks like some old, I'll say old, but some pottery. Looks like some teapots or something. Not sure if you can see that. Modern art or something. Get out there, that band cutting into the tree. That'd be my main concern. But there you go. So like I say, not far from the car now. It's one of the slipways. This is where we used to keep all the boats. Like I say, it's a bit of pain rowing up to the top end until I've got an electric motor. And then I've just noticed this carving just in this tree here. It's a guy tightrope walking, and there was someone who did it not long ago. They put a cable across the dam end here, and someone tightrope walked it, and I think going back again to the early 1900s, there was a guy who came from Africa, and that's what he did, and I think it was a world record for the longest tightrope walk or something. So there we have it, guys, just a quick walk around Rudyard Lake. Like I was saying, so it took a couple of hours. Hopefully the next video we will be back down in the woods. I did speak to the guys that were working down there, and they said they'd be there for a month, so that was around about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. So probably in the next week or so we'll get down the woods, get some reviews done and that kind of thing. So like always, guys, you just seem to say thanks a lot for stopping by and watching the video, like always. Until next time, you take care, and I'll see you again.